you trying to get crazy when they sing? Don't you know I'm loco?
Looking to do, primarily want to give, the Logan area, a venue where we can have live entertainment, whether it's live music or salsa dancing or whatever it is.
You do salsa dancing? I want to watch.
Yeah. But, I want to give the neighborhood a chance to do some live entertainment, along with, art shows and any type of, intimate venues, weddings or ceremonies or that sort of thing.
What's happening, everybody? This is Bobby Ruiz, a.k.a. Bobby Tribal, and once again, it's time for that Lower Left podcast. I'm right here with my man, Johnny Be Good.
What's up, Bobby? It feels good to be back. It's been a while. I was sick. I was on my desk. No, I wasn't. I was just being a little baby. That's how men are, right?
Excuses. Keep going.
Yeah. And then you were out of the country.
That was a long time ago.
It.
That was like 6 weeks ago.
And then, anyways, it's good to be back, and it's great to be here with our guest today.
Yeah, man. This is a good one, man. This guy's super busy, and I've been trying to get him in here for a while, but this is a local cat who's making some noise with his business and some up and coming projects, some projects that he's just finished. But if you've been to San Diego, or if you come to San Diego, and you want to do anything cool, or it's just the place to go, you got to go to Salud. Salud is that spot in Barrio Logan that changed the whole look, feel of Barrio Logan. I think it was Salud that kind of changed the feel of Logan Avenue and brought a whole new look, life, and not that there wasn't, or it didn't already have it. It just kind of it was really important to the neighborhood, I think, and Salud's badass. Like it's the place to go when you come to San Diego, and a lot of us locals, that's what we like to go hang out and do what we do. But the man behind Salud, and a great friend of ours, Ernie.
Hey,
what's happening?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, AKA Beal.
Beal, yeah, that's my middle name.
How'd you get that? Where's that from?
It's my grandfather's name. Well, I'm actually the third, but he went by Beal, so it's Ernie Vincent Becerra. So my grandpa goes by Beal, my dad goes by Ernie. I went by Beal mostly, and my son goes by Vincent.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your upbringing and where you grew up and how you ended up with the business in Barrio Logan.
Yeah. Well, I'm a fourth generation San Diegan on my dad's side. So, like his family, migrated over here like a lot of other Mexican families after the revolution. Uh-huh. They settled in Logan. And then on my mom's side, she's from La Paz, but she pretty much grew up here in San Diego. After my grandfather's family, they all got pushed out of Logan. They ended up like in Encanto, which was like a newer.
What was it that pushed them out?
They were just pushing everybody out.
Oh, because of the freeways.
Yeah, the freeways and stuff. So, they got pushed out. My grandfather left to World War II and that sort of thing. After that, Encanto was like the next, I believe it was like one of the newer developments going on. So they moved there. And then they ended up moving out even farther east, San Carlos, and then El Cajon. And then my mom kind of grew up in the Shelltown area, and then also in East County, and that's where she met my dad. And then once my dad was able to buy a home, he bought his first house in National City, and I primarily grew up, in National City most of my childhood. And then he bought a second house in Chula Vista, and then late in my high school years, he ended up losing his house, and he has a real bad back problem. He had to get a surgery. So we ended up moving closer to some other family members in El Cajon, and I lived out there for a while, towards the end of high school and my early 20s, and that's where I met my first wife and so forth.
Damn. That's so. How about as far as like you did all the. I know you do all the recipes, and you're the cook. You're the head chef at Salud. Where'd that come from? Have you always did you learn from your family, or were you?
Yeah, my parents always liked to entertain. You know what I mean? So my dad was always cooking. My dad was more of the cook than my mom was. So just watch and my grandfather. So just watching, you know, them cook and that sort of thing always got me excited. But just the passion for cooking too. I just picked up on my own, and, you know, I used to like to play around in the kitchen and, yeah.
So basically, you learn from your family.
Yeah. I mean, in the beginning, of course, you know, and then I just started playing around on my own and asking a lot of questions and playing around with recipes and family recipes and changing them up a little bit. And
so the majority of what we taste in the food from Salud comes from things that you're designing and things that you're putting together.
I mean, it's a mixture of like my childhood and then, you know, things that I've experienced through my childhood or young adult age, you know, going to TJ and here locally, you know, because, you know, I kind of say our food's more like Southern California and Mexican, you know, it's not really traditional Mexican at all.
Right.
You know, it's more like a Chicano style, but from
Absolutely.
here, Southern California.
And I think we, as Chicanos, we encounter that a lot. Like the way we eat Mexican food is definitely different from what you're going to find in a lot of, you know, Mexico. Besides Tijuana, if there's anything close to it, it would be TJ.
Right.
You know, and then there's always the ongoing debate about taco shops and good Mexican food spots, San Diego versus LA.
Okay, I'm going to jump in right there because I know, and they don't want to admit it because they got too much pride, but the taco shops in LA suck compared to, especially if you put Salud next to King Taco. Like, come on, that's like.
Well, I don't think there's really taco shops in LA. There's like they have taquerias, obviously, like King Taco, I guess. But there's no like taco shops. Like you can't get like rolled tacos and stuff, or like a California burrito in
there's
LA,
there's a lot of real bomb taco spots. Like I have a lot of friends, you know, in the industry. Ernie, obviously from Salud, like I said, a great friend of mine. And then, you know, the dudes from Sancho's also get down, and they're closest one to San Diego's in Oceanside. Real good family, real good people, man. Shout out to Sancho's. And then, you know, what's his name? There's just so many different, Los Titos.
Oh yeah.
Danny gets down too.
What up, Danny?
What's happening? And then, you know, Danny gets down. He builds some bad cars too. But,
he's a good dude.
Yeah, good dude. And, you know, besides that, you have the iconic spots in San Diego, like Cuatro Milpas.
Yeah.
And then you have Tacos El Gordo, which like anybody that comes to visit from LA or whatever, that they come to visit us here in the building, that for years that was our go-to, and this was even prior to Salud. It was there at Cuatro Milpas
for sure.
But still, people come down, and you know that's a good bad thing because everybody visits. They want to go eat Mexican food, and besides that, the marisco spots. You know, I just had lunch at Karina's today. Like there's just good food, good Mexican around, spot all.
Even the building that I'm in, I don't know if you guys remember Porkyland, but that was dynamite. Yeah,
and then the original Roberto's,
you
know, from South San Diego. They were actually our neighbors when we lived down in South San Diego. Another like just iconic taco shop family. And then from Roberto's, we all know what came from that. You know, all the Albertos.
Rambertos.
Filibertos.
Rigobertos.
Yeah, all the Bertos came from that.
So what is that? Each like uncle or aunt had a Berto or what?
I honestly don't know, but growing up, the family they were the Robledos. And they lived down the street from us on 27th Street. We were in Palm City. We'd walk by their house on the way to school. And this was even before Roberto's. They had a place in Chula Vista called Pops Frosties. It was on Broadway. And they had some tortillerias down off of Main Street in Chula Vista. One of the kids, we used to call him Torts. His real name was Rodrigo. And he was one of the kids, and we used to call him Torts because of the tortillerias. But there was also all the kids. Their first name all started with R. There was Rodrigo, Raul, Reina, on and on, Raul, you know, all the different arts, but they expanded later. I think from San Diego, they went to Vegas. They just killed it in San Diego. But I gave you a book a while back called
Taco Wars.
Was it Taco
Wars?
Yeah. No, it was a taco shop book, but a part of the book said Taco Wars. I think it was a chapter in the book or something. But I think their family, somebody from their family was Alberto that started something like that. But that was a whole other vibe. But I know that you've got you know, ideas for expansion, and you've got some new projects beyond just the taco shop. What do you tell us about Corazon del Barrio? And then I know you have, I don't know if you want me to talk about it yet, but you have another project that you're working on as well.
Yeah, well,
and all of them are in Logan.
Yeah. Really trying to concentrate just on the Logan building itself. Obviously, I've already done, you know, the expansion thing outside, and obviously it spreads you thin. And with COVID, it kind of gave me a chance to like regroup. But yeah, I'm still working on La Bamba, which is probably like 60% done. I just got to get all the bells and whistles in there, and it's complete.
No shit.
Yeah. So I mean, I got all the permits. And
is it La
signed
Bamba or the Bamba Room? Or is it undecided?
It's
still?
undecided still. Yeah.
Send in your votes.
And it's basically just an extra part of Salud where it's going to be 21 and up, and it's going to be, you know, just a bar style of you know, a dark bar. It's going to be geared towards like a mid-century, early 70s style vibe, jukebox, Chicano style,
velvet paintings, and shit.
Stuff like that. You know,
Carlos could probably help you find those.
San Diego Vintage Company, it's cracking.
Yeah, but, I've got a couple. You've got some too.
Yeah. He gave me a couple of velvet Elvises. And stuff like that.
We'll get into Elvis later. I know you're a big Elvis fan.
So La Bamba has been almost 4 years in the making. It was tough before COVID with the code.
It's because, I mean, it's an old building.
Right.
It's a real
it's
old
like
building.
110 years old or some shit.
Yeah, and I know you're
110?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Or 1910. So what was that making?
Oh, right.
That's the corner of Logan and Sampson, right?
Yeah. Logan and Sampson. Used to be the Bank of Little Italy.
Did it?
Yeah. And then it was all kinds of shit after that.
Is the safe still in there?
The safe is still in there.
Wow.
It's in the gallery part, you know, which is now Corazon del Vario, but which previously was La Bodega. But yeah, the safe is still in there. There's safes around there. So it's a trip when you go in there.
Any dead bodies on the floorboards?
And some of those safes haven't been opened.
Hey, I heard
still
there's
in the
like
ground.
cucuys in there at night. There's some people that were working in there before when it was La Bodega. And I heard some
They're
stories
either
about
that or they're like dead cholos because they don't go boo, they go foo. So,
have you heard anything?
Yeah. Well, these guys just did a show for the Day of the Dead, and they were setting up the art show for this week, and they were tripping out because they were hearing all kinds of noises, and they left early because,
really?
People get freaked out. Yeah. They were hearing doors closing and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know what's in there.
That's good. The party never stops.
But when I first got the building, man, it was trashed. I mean, there was people in there shooting up. I mean, there were syringes everywhere. There was people living in there, having bonfires in there. It was a trip when I got that building because it was like abandoned pretty much and dead, and the owner didn't really know what to do with it at that time, which was Nick Nzunza. But yeah, you know, and I just had this vision already of what I wanted to do, and you know, the building kind of meant a lot to me because, you know, I used to visit there frequently, and, you know, Barrio Logan meant a lot to me because, you know, my family, being very part of that, first, like, Chicano movement there. It was very important to my grandfather and his brothers all growing up there.
Yeah.
So.
I guess what I was trying to say at the beginning of the show is, I think what Salud did is it brought the community together too. Like a lot of people came together to work ideas like, hey, this would be cool and that would be cool.
Right.
And shout out to Milo too, because I know he was a strong part of that early networking and putting Salud together and getting it on the map. But Salud was done like none other.
Yeah.
You walk into Salud even now, from the day it opened, it felt real.
Yeah.
Not just the food. The food's always been really good, amazing food and drinks and a good time. But you look at the walls and it represents San Diego.
Yeah.
Like if you're a part of the community, the art community, the Chicano community, everyone from the cabrones to, dyes and tribal stuff and on and chicle and on and on and on. And just, the card clubs and the photos and that, oh shit, this spot is genuinely attached to the culture and to the neighborhood. And I think that's really cool what you did with Salud. And since then, you've seen, or we've all seen how much, people get inspired.
Right.
And it just, but then again, it's like, if you're going to do something cool and that's who you are, that's what you do.
Right.
That's the look that you're going to, that we grew up with.
Right. Exactly.
That's who we are.
Yeah.
And that's cool. But I guess, and then going a little bit deeper, what you do at Corazon del Barrio now, and being that it's only been open like a month or something, right?
Right.
Is you've done multiple really cool shows. And I know the show you did last weekend with some of the homeboys from the neighborhood and giving them a platform and the opportunity to perform and to rap and to do what they do and to get down in a positive way in the neighborhood and not being afraid or these are guys that are from the neighborhood and they rap and they do hip hop and to provide them a platform. That's hella cool. That's badass.
There was about 5 different hoods in there. And, there had to be a lot of things going on behind the scenes to the build up to the show. So it was a little nerve wracking to see how it was going to all play out, and I, obviously I had to have meetings with a lot of the big heads.
The five hoods that some of them didn't get along with the other hoods.
Yeah, right. There was they didn't get along. They didn't know how it was going to be. Obviously, when you're coming into the neighborhood like Logan, you got to just talk politics with the guys that are there in the neighborhood, because no matter how you want to dice it up, I mean, it's still driven by gangs in a certain sense. But these guys are my age.
It'll always be
these guys are my
barrio.
age or your age, and they're a little older now. They understand.
Older than me,
but they want they want a recognition. They want hey, these guys are coming in here as a cool type deal. And we sat down, we talked. We sat down with everybody before the show happened. They gave me the word nothing was gonna happen. They were gonna keep things under control, and it gave them a platform to also perform.
That's what I'm saying. That was hella cool of you to do that, because who else does that?
Right.
Yeah, and that's the way to do it, right? It's because everyone just wants respect, and if somebody acts out of line, it's usually a youngster or something like that.
Exactly.
Then the older head from that neighborhood needs to check them and.
But it was a cool night. Everybody had a good time.
Night, man. It was kind of magical, man. To be honest with you, it was great to see all of them. All the heads there, environment. At first, there was a lot of like weird tension. We didn't know which way it was going to go. And then, once one of the older heads, Stalker from Natural City was cracking, he got on stage. He's kind of an OG. He's got this really old school song called Roll Call. And he's naming off all these different hoods, even though he's from Natural City, all these guys he's been locked up with. And when he went on stage, he was only going to do one song, but then, a lot of the older heads encored him to do the song Roll Call. And that kind of set the tone for the whole night. And it was just all love from there on,
That's cool, man.
So everyone was taking pictures and like, giving high
That's the
fives,
kind of shit that needs to happen more. So then there was National City was in there and Logan.
And Logan, yeah. And Otay and, a couple other neighborhoods, were all there. So it was a trip.
So tell us about Corazon del Barrio. I know you've done you do music shows and art shows in there?
Yeah. Looking to do, primarily want to give, the Logan area, a venue where we can have live entertainment, whether it's live music or salsa dancing or whatever it is.
You do salsa dancing? I want to watch.
Yeah. But, I want to give the neighborhood a chance to do some live entertainment. Along with, art shows and any type of, intimate, venues, weddings or ceremonies or of that sort of thing. But, yeah, we've had a few awesome shows. First show we had was Joey Quinones, which if you heard him from the Sinceres, he's got a voice like no other. He sings really well. That was a great show. Then we did a funk show, which was real cool. And then we did, Jail Felony, who was like a local legend, and, bringing them into the barrio, which I thought was real cool and kind of historic in a sense, bringing all the neighborhoods together. But so, we just did an art show.
That was pretty like, I mean, besides the Chicano neighborhoods that were there to bring in Jail Felony, a Black Cat and his homeboys, I'm sure, showed up too. So that was
for sure.
That was cool. Yeah, I guess that's
ballsy,
the word. Yeah, we'll say ballsy.
And they loved it, man. They want to come back. You know what I mean? And it was good. It was good. Man.
I think as long as you keep the dialogue with the bigger homies and the people that people respect, then they could keep it under control and everybody could have a good time. And hopefully people don't get out of control with the alcohol, because alcohol is usually the one that once people start drinking, that's when. Right. I mean, like Johnny, who used to get
Johnny.
No comment. You just gotta raise the price, and then people stop buying.
But so what? It's just gonna be an event. It's a venue.
Yeah, so it's gonna be
and it connects to. It's gonna connect, or it connects now.
We already opened up. We already opened it up, so it does connect right now. So you'll be able to go at some point. You're gonna be able to go through all three phases of Salud, Corazon, and La Bamba.
So you have a vision.
Yeah.
And I know what you're doing, Hums, and props to you for going in there, and you're not a promoter. Right. You're not, don't know how to do shows.
No,
you don't,
never
curated, like whatever. And you're just saying, fuck it. If anybody could do it, I could do it. The same way you did Salud, basically.
Yeah. I'm not a chef, right? But I made it.
Hell yeah. And it cracks. And it's probably, it is one of the most famous spots in San Diego, not just a taco shop or a Mexican restaurant, but it's become it's a destination. It's a destination. People come to San Diego, or people come in. Hey, I want to go to Salud. I need to go check. Like Isaac had some people in from Japan. I think he was in there yesterday. Yep. They, whoever comes into town, people want to see it. They want to see the art. They want to be in the heart of the barrio, which is a great name for your spot.
Right.
And people that don't speak Spanish, Corazon del Barrio means heart of the neighborhood.
Right.
And that's the name of the spot. So La Bamba Room's gonna connect. Like everything's gonna connect, so you'll be able to at some point flow.
Yeah. At some point, you'll be able to flow to go to each spot. Right now, obviously, La Bamba is still being built out. I'm hoping by February of next year it'll be completed. Corazon is a work in progress, but we're still gonna have shows.
We're all works in progress, bro. All our shit's works in progress.
Yeah,
all of us are constantly.
The same with Salud, same thing.
Yeah, man.
Work in progress always.
Well, I know you're adding to the menu. So we're gonna go back to Salud a minute. What is your favorite item? I know what some of my favorite items on the menu are at Salud. This almost sounds like a commercial. This show,
but wait, there's more.
Yeah, but what are your, like, if people go in there and they want to try Ernie's shit, like his favorite shit?
Well, some of my favorite items didn't sell that well. You know what I mean?
What was it?
Like, what was that taco called? What's a breaded meat? Milanesa taco. To me, it was my favorite.
Yeah.
Because what we did was I felt I wanted to do it like a home taco. And my mom used to put the tortilla on the burner and kind of give it a little char. And then I smeared beans on it. And then I had the milanesa, pickled onion, a piece of queso fresco. And it was just like in cotija cheese, and it was just bomb. A lot of people liked it, but I think the general public didn't understand it. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a great seller. But that was one of my favorite tacos. But on the menu now, I mean, obviously the vario tacos is great. It's just
tell us about that.
It's like a guisado taco, it's stewed, so it's it's something that you feel like when you go to your grandma's house, that you're gonna get. You scoop up the tortilla on the taco, but it's obviously all in a taco together, and it's just meat stewed with vegetables and papas, and you get that.
Okay, one more.
That comfort feeling.
What else? You got to give me 3, bro.
The Azteca taco, I love. That's just our carne asada, nopales, a big chunk of tomato, like grilled with onion and a spear of jalapeno. I love that all together. So that's one of my favorites.
He still hasn't hit my favorite one yet.
Which one is yours?
I'm not telling you.
Carnitas?
Nope. You already know my standard order.
Standard
No,
order.
but no,
I love
that's one
I
of
love our pastor because it's actually a lot of places around here get the pastor already marinated. We marinate everything ourselves, so I think obviously it's not cut off the spit, but we cut it like it is, and then we fry it. But the pastor is one of my favorites because of the flavor and the love that we put into it. But yeah, what is your favorite?
Califas. The Califas taco, because it has it's a flour tortilla, and it's like a California burrito, but it's in a small taco.
Yeah. You know what came up with that name was Carlos, actually.
Carlos.
What's up to Carlos Paez?
What's up, Carlos?
Taco
Love that
tester.
guy.
He should
Hell
exterminate
yeah.
today, right
Sheesh,
now.
man. Where is that guy?
Get Carlos
I know.
in.
I don't know what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Oh, no. You can come back with the
You're gonna have
Carlos
to-
one.
You're gonna have to
Sheesh.
record that
Yeah.
twice. Probably.
And then I always I would always order the carnitas nachos because those are bomb as hell. Like carnitas nachos with a beer.
Yeah.
But
I think
then I started
really
getting the half order because it was too much. So my standard order is the half order of the carnitas nachos and a Califas taco.
Right now, I know birria is really like
That's the
popping
hot shit,
everywhere.
bro.
And ours is different because everyone uses beef or goat or whatever. But we use pork.
What?
And we use some pork belly in it. And
shit.
Gives a
Oh,
little
shit.
fat content.
Hey, so what about, is Salud gonna go on the? And I'm not saying don't, because I'm a fan of the birria ramen.
Oh, we tried that a couple times, but
It didn't work.
I don't think it's really our thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's good.
There's a spot that opened up right here on 25th. It's called El Rey.
Yeah.
Have you been there? It's a birria spot.
No.
It's in the corner of the parking lot.
Oh, I heard about that.
It's good,
Nice.
dude. And the birria ramen there is
Yeah.
bomb.
Yeah.
I had it last week. Excuse me. But anyways, so let's talk about Barrio Logan.
Yes.
So you've spent, like I said, kind of in the beginning, and I was trying to say that, I didn't want to fuck anything up.
Yeah.
Barrio Logan's always been beautiful, bro.
Yeah,
it's
right.
always been, iconic. It's always been since, and people, I've been going there to hang out since the 70s.
Right.
But always a good time. It's always evolving,
But
changing.
it was desolate at the time. You know what I mean?
It was desolate, but it wasn't the safest place to go. If you minded your own business, you were cool. Chicano Park was always, and I've seen some shit go down there, but for the most part, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was safe.
Yeah.
We would, take our cars there, have car club meetings. I'd go there with, my wife or my girlfriend at that time, and we would hang out at the park. Chicano Park Day was like, you could park cars and open your doors, and it wasn't a huge thing that it is now. But since Salud came in, that entire neighborhood just exploded. I think it was Salud, Por Vida, and then it just took off from there. And then from there, Barrio Dog came in, and shout out to them, because those dudes do the grassroots too, with the little cart in the little spot, and they just did their thing, and they're kicking ass now too, and being in Petco Park and doing everything that those dudes do. But then you had galleries coming in, and Arts and Rec, which is a badass. Like, you go in there and it's like, fuck. They got all the top of the line, latest release Nikes and skateboards and sunglasses. And then that Italian spot.
It's bomb.
That's
bomb.
the best.
Yeah.
Like, I love Italian food. I've traveled. I know Italian food, bro.
Right.
That's one of my things that I'd say that I'm really into, some good Italian food. That spot's amazing. Osteria Ciccia or something.
I can't say that name.
I think
but it's
that's,
good.
did I do pretty good?
You did.
Oyster chichis. That's what I call it.
Osteria Ciccia. I think that's it. But super bomb.
Yeah.
Like an Italian couple.
And I think there needs to be more food actually on the street. I don't think there's enough.
Hey, what's that? What's up with that? There's a spot right there, like a mariscos or a fish spot that
It's
opened.
called Fish Guts.
That's
but
a weird name, bro.
They can't even open their light, put their lights on though. I don't know what the deal is.
And you know what the deal is? And I'm gonna go ahead and say the name is really bad.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's not appealing. It doesn't sound appetizing.
No.
No disrespect to whoever owns the business,
Yeah.
but
I don't
if you're
understand the
selling
concept.
food
Yeah.
and you're calling it fish guts, it sounds like something you chum with.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Good word. Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're out like chumming for fish.
Right, right,
it's
chumming.
what's left over. It's like scraps.
Right. Yeah.
But what is it supposed to be?
I think I was talking to one of the fabricators that helped out Barrio Dog. He came over yesterday, and I was asking him about it. And he said it's supposed to be a fish taco place next to a taco place. But that's all I know. I don't know anything else. What I think would be good there is maybe like a little marisco spot, you know?
Yeah.
Like tostadas and fresh
Ceviche.
marisco, ceviche, and aguachile or oysters.
You know what I think about? I love
stuff like
mariscos.
that.
Like I said, I just had it with the guys from Fall. Shout out Fall
Yes.
Brewing. Those are our boys. But we went to Karina's. Mariscos are good, but they always taste better in the summer.
Yeah, they do.
You know, mariscos to me seems like, especially the ceviche and stuff.
It's funny that you say that.
Or cocktails and stuff. It's like a summertime thing.
Yeah, yesterday we put our ceviche on seasonal, cut it off because it sells better.
Yeah, it's like selling albóndigas in the summer. Nobody's gonna buy that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So what have you seen? How have you seen the neighborhood transition, and what do you think about all the changes that are going on down there? And I we've had some, I don't know if you've listened to some of the podcasts that we did with Lucas and
Yeah, I have. I did.
the people from Barrio Logan, because their perspective is
Right.
is important and very, very relevant.
I
So,
enjoyed that podcast. Shout out to Lucas and Hector.
Yeah.
Those guys are
Amazing.
educated.
Yeah, very
and
well spoken.
very
Both
well.
of them.
Yeah, very articulate. Yeah, I mean, when I got in there, Logan Avenue, which primarily is like the main part of Logan, which I feel, and that's where all of the old school bars and restaurants used to be years and years ago. But when I got in there, it was complete desolate. So at the time, a lot of art galleries were there already, but not there. They were all spread out through Logan. There was Vosalta, Roots Factory, and The Spot. And then, I ended up getting the building, and me and Milo ended up kind of getting close together, and he was on his way out of The Spot. And I said, hey, man, why don't you guys come over here? This is where it's going to be. And he was having a hard time getting Chris Zertucci and all them over there, but because they were so used.
So you were doing like a ballsy move right there. You had no idea how to do a restaurant, a taco
nothing.
shop. You had never done that before?
Nothing.
So SD Taco Company came later?
No, SD Taco Company was there already doing our catering. We had a catering kitchen, but the catering, so I was just cleaning it
Hey,
up,
let me do
getting
a quick
it
shout.
going.
Marcos is fucking shout out to that dude. I love that dude. Your boy.
Marcos, yes. My maintenance guy is a shit, right?
He does everything.
Yeah.
And he's more than maintenance. I know
Yeah.
he gets down for you on the catering. He
Yeah.
cooks. That's a good, solid dude, man.
Every time he sees me, he runs away sometimes because, we got a new project for him.
He's
do
a
this, do
good,
that.
good dude, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry to interrupt. But
yeah.
shout
So,
out.
anyways, that's how the collective started for La Bodega. Pretty much was finally all the people from The Spot came over to our building, and that's how I met Eric Casas. Eric ended up.
Shit.
Eric,
And you know what? Shout out to Casas because
yeah.
he
He
does
is-
a great job with marketing. He
Right.
did your menu. He does
Yeah.
your logos, your
Right.
graphic design, videos.
So Milo connected me with Eric, and who would have known? But me and Eric, we just like clicked, and
That was a good one,
was
dog.
like that.
My brother could do that.
And we just clicked, and we still do. We still can throw ideas off each other and make shit happen. Or he says one word, and I have an idea, and he makes it come to life, and this and that. So we work well together. And anyways, that's how the collective started for La Bodega. We all got together there, and we kicked off the first show, and from there on, La Bodega did its thing, and then from there, Salud was created. Remember when we had our offices here?
Yeah.
Me and Eric were, in our offices where Akuya is.
Yeah.
And Dice's old office.
Yeah.
And,
All kinds of people have rotated in that office. Kuya's been there for like 3 or 4 years now,
it's
I
the
think.
longest
Yeah.
one, I think.
Yeah.
But, that's where a lot of the ideas would happen. And 3 or 4 in the morning. And
Yeah. And then some.
and then some.
Yeah. Well,
you
we
know.
could edit all that. Nah. But so then once that happened, excuse me, and how did the neighborhood respond?
Yeah. I mean, at first I was low key because I was a catering company. I wasn't a restaurant yet, So La Bodega kicked off, and it was a huge success. And I know I wanted to do tacos and beer. And that's when I ended up looking up. I was scared to do beer because I didn't know how to do it. But I know I wanted to do a tacos and beer concept. So I went on the internet. I'm looking up like Mexican style beers, and Border X pops up. So I reach out to David Favela, the owner of Border X, and I invite him over. And he takes part in the first art show, right. But he shows up with like a little pony cake, and we got like 400 people there, and shit sells out in like 5 minutes. We're like, bro.
Chicanos in a pony cake? Come on, man. Was it like 4 dudes?
So then, but he fell in love with the neighborhood, and then he ended up taking over what Salud is now, the dining area.
And which used, I'm gonna back up just a little bit, because there was a dude who had a vision for Barrio Logan. Mm-hmm. It was gold. What was it? It was the tattoo shop.
Oh,
Two Roses.
Two Roses.
Yeah.
So he had a barber shop in there. He
was ahead of his time.
He was way ahead. He did a beautiful job in that interior. Right. I remember going in there with the ceiling. He had a little soda fountain.
Yeah.
Barber
they haven't
shop,
changed much in
tattoo
there.
shop.
Yeah.
And that guy was in before anybody.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened or what went down and how why he left.
Yeah,
but I think there was a partnership disagreement.
I believe Nico is still the owner. I think he was part of that, and he's still the owner of the building. If I'm not mistaken.
But yeah, that dude was way ahead of his time.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's Border X and Salud and San Diego Taco Company. I was doing the tacos, and he was doing the beer, and that only lasted for 6 months, and we decided we couldn't work together. He went across the street, and then I was here, building Salud, and we said, let's launch it.
Yeah.
And we did it. And Milo was like, I needed a manager, and I was like, bro, let's help me manage this.
Milo hypes. You can't. Hey, if you,
I was like, help me hype this place up.
Milo is king hypes. Milo gets down with the hypes. He is a guy that gets it out there and gets word out, and everybody knows Milo. And plus, he's been in that neighborhood for so long that people know him, and they respect him, and he's he has a network of people. So getting Milo on board to help with the hypes was like, and that's kind of like that's what I named Milo that years ago, just because he was just hyping Milo hypes. So but that's badass. And then
and then, so then me and Hypes and Eric, we were just going balls in. We didn't really know what we were doing. I mean, except
you had a good team, bro.
I just knew I was passionate, and then Gato came over a little bit before that, and she was helping me on the back end, and so I had a great team.
You had Hypes, Casas, Gato,
myself,
you, and a little bit of us.
You're right. Exactly.
Like we were all kind of pushing for you and putting it out there, and everybody got behind Salud, which it was a beautiful thing, man. Mm-hmm. Like everybody knew this was something unique, something fresh, something new, good food, a spot to hang out. It was in the middle of Barrio Logan,
right.
and the rest is fucking.
We just went gangbusters,
It was good shit. And then the neighborhood
took to it. I mean, I never had any issues with the neighborhood. I mean, obviously,
you just feed them, bro. Tacos.
Yeah. I guess the biggest thing is, after success comes.
But you also hired some of the OGs, some of the homies. You took care of some of the. I know there's dudes on that experienced some rough times down there, and I know how you took them under. You take them in, you help them out.
Right.
You've always and without mentioning any names, we both know who we're talking about. And there's several of these people that are good dudes, and I think that goes a long way.
Yeah.
And then again, you did it again with the youngsters doing this show last week. So all this is really important. And I know that, it's not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
And like Johnny said earlier, it's pretty ballsy to do some of the stuff that you do, but in the long run, that all comes back to you, and it's a positive thing. And it's badass that you do that.
Thank you.
You don't even look at it that way. Huh?
Well, if you think about it, like you could have changed the trajectory of somebody's life, like one of these young kids.
Right.
Now they're more inspired by their art or whatever, and
they're practicing for the next show already. They're probably like, when are we going to do it again?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, we put people through rehabs or hired them right out of prison. I've hired so many guys right out of prison, and they've moved on to do, better things. So that I'm proud of, you know what I mean? And being able to help people in general is like, gives me, good joy. Man. And just, that's why I keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah. As long as I'm in a good place, I can keep helping people.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
100%. But whatever happened to the Lord's chips?
The Lord's chips are still there, bro.
my kids went in there. They were the ones like, these are the Lord's chips.
They're still there, man.
Are they?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, we should put those on the mass market. Like, I could probably hit up the homie Richard Montoya to come down and do a little dress up like a.
I should. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Dude. You get
Montoya
Montoya down
Costco
there.
Or some shit.
I'm telling you,
right?
But Costco's want to pay like $1.
Probably.
Yeah.
But if you sell fucking 1 million of them,
you never know. So let me ask you about this, and we're gonna get a little. Tell me about Elvis. How'd you get into Elvis? And I know you're into, and that's. I mean, it's cool, man. Elvis was Elvis.
That's my man right there.
Yeah. So it was just something as a kid, or how'd you get into Elvis?
My dad and my grandma. My grandma was he was like Jesus to my grandma. So like
she had a sacred Elvis.
Yeah. So like she heard Elvis on that day or on the radio. She'd be like,
your grandma.
Yeah. She'd be like, Milo, like today's going to be a great day. Like we just heard Elvis on the radio. Like it was magic. Like it was meant to be,
Mm-hmm.
And she would play his records. And then, so my dad was a huge Elvis fan. He always had a pompadour and did his hair like Elvis and wore jewelry and all that shit. And then, so when I was little, like 4 years old, he would dress me up and he would record me and he would do my hair.
No way.
And put rings on me.
No way.
And I'd sit there and do karaoke for hours in front of my family and in front
they
of
have pictures?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. How can I get a picture?
So I was like a mini.
You should have a picture of that.
Wait, what decade of Elvis are we talking about? The 70s, where he's like,
not the fat Elvis. Right?
Well, he was only fat Elvis for like 2 years.
That's what I mean.
You know
So
what I mean?
you missed that whole. So you have did you have like the suits and everything?
No. My dad would just do my hair, put a guitar in my hand, and then put his rings on me, and I'd be like just singing. And
he did his lip. He just did his lip.
That was great.
So if this was visual, you could see Ernie just did Elvis's lip. I think he may have practiced that a couple times.
But I mean, I love Elvis. A lot of people probably think, well, I mean, obviously he had his corny years with the movie industries and that sort of thing, but
that's what it was about.
Yeah.
That was just the time, and he moved into it.
He was just so good that he even did other people's songs and did it better than they did.
A lot of people did other people's songs, and a lot of people don't realize that. I know Elvis gets shit for doing other people's songs, but so did the Rolling Stones, and so did Led Zeppelin,
That's
and
all
so
they
did
did.
Jimi Hendrix, and so did everybody.
Exactly.
I had Opie in here the other day. So did Sublime. Everybody does covers. Everybody gets inspired by those before them. Wow. Yeah. And then you went to Graceland, huh?
I went to Graceland.
Oh shit, that's next level. Yeah,
I took my family. I went on a road trip. I rented a big ass motorhome and took all my family, and we fucking just we zooted out from here, and we went to New Orleans and then went to Graceland and all the way back. But it was awesome to go inside there and see the amount of work this man did. I mean, he died at 42 years old.
Oh shit!
And that's pretty young. Yeah. And imagine, he did like 1,000 songs, and all the gold records and platinum records you see, and all. I mean, he lived a life for 42.
Yeah.
In 20 years. I mean, he was like, I don't know, 19 or 20 when he made it, and then died at 42. That was a lot of life he lived.
Yeah.
But it was a trip going there. It was beautiful, beautiful house. It's right in the ghetto of Memphis. And
didn't he do a song about the ghetto too?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
it's called The Ghetto.
The Ghetto, right? Yeah. What's your favorite Elvis song?
Oh man, there's many.
No, just one, bro. Okay, a couple.
I can't even think right now.
Is that tequila, right? But we had to get him a little lubricant right here. But So how about memorabilia? Do you collect memorabilia? Do you have any?
Yeah, I do got memorabilia.
What is your most valuable piece of memorabilia you think you have?
I just the Velvet Elvises are pretty cool.
How many do you have?
I got like 4 of them.
Carlos Baez?
A couple of Carlos Baez. One of them is from Dave, from the Cabrones. and he gave me a couple Elvis shirts too, or cowboy style shirts. You know what I mean? But I got a couple of things while I was there, and obviously all my old records and my grandma's records that she had, I still have in those collections. So I used to play those when I was a little boy, and so those mean a lot to me.
Oh, that's probably that's it right there.
Yeah.
Like those are the ones that created the whole Elvis monster.
For sure.
Right?
The Elvis monster.
Hey, so I know that the Taco Prince, we were supposed to bring him.
Oh, I know. It's day off. So.
Shout out Vinny.
What's up, Vincent?
I asked Vincent. I told your pops, bro, like bring Vinny.
Yeah.
But there's an empty chair right there.
Yeah.
I told him yesterday. He's like, "What time?" He was like, "I don't know."
So if you ever go to Salud in Logan, ask for the Taco Prince. He's right. He's probably running it, huh? Like how is it working? I mean, I have my boys working here too, but what's it like working with your family? I know you have, you have a lot of your family working at Salud, not just Salud, SD Taco Company. So tell us a little bit about San Diego Taco Company, what you guys do. And I know you guys are like super booked most of the time.
Yeah. Well, we're not really San Diego Taco Company anymore. Now we're going under the name. Excuse me, Salud Catering, but we still own all the rights.
When did you switch the name?
Last year,
Oh,
pre-COVID. So we still have the names and the copyrights and all that stuff, but everything gets funneled through Salud Catering and Salud because it was getting too confusing.
And then what about you had one called Bisto, right?
Bisto, that's all Salud Catering. So Salud Catering does all the catering, whether it's food, beer, bartending, busing, all that sort of thing. So we do weddings, bartending events, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, we're booked. We do, I don't know.
You guys stay busy as
20 to 30 events a week, maybe.
Damn.
Yeah.
I want to be like,
and that's like La Jolla, from La Jolla to San Isidro, right?
Well,
you get the whole spectrum.
We're doing one at Huntington Beach this weekend. So
how many events?
20 to 30. And that's we used to do 50 to 60
a week.
Yeah. Yeah. That's when I had like 80 employees, but now, I'm not near there.
Jeez. So going back to your family,
yeah,
because I know some of that responsibility, some of that, business or AKA stress gets passed on to them. And
to be honest with you,
who works with you? And
my sister works with me. She helps me in the back office. She does payroll and anything that has to do with HR. My son and daughter, Angelina and Vincent, they help me with the restaurant. But after COVID, man, I really wanted to like get my thumb under things again, you know what I mean? And take back everything. So I haven't let go of that yet. So I'm still kind of, managing everything. I don't have any managers anymore, I don't have Palon there. I don't have a catering manager. I don't have anybody. So, it's kind of just me again. And, now that I have my family, the people that I can trust and that sort of thing. And, I know I got a lot of flack when I let some people go prior to COVID, but, it's just part of business. And, it was nothing personal against anybody, but, sometimes you got to do things to survive. And, that's what I had to do. And, it's great having family around, but at the same time, it is difficult. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Cause then you take it home and it becomes something else.
Right. But I'm getting ready to let loose and kind of give Vinny some more responsibility and Angelina. And, I kind of want to concentrate on the Corazon and the La Bamba part where they just,
you having fun with that?
Yeah, I am.
What are your visions for that? Like, are there any bands or shows or anything you kind of trying to line up?
Yeah. I want to do things that are,
haven't you done B-side yet?
Well, we're talking about
Carlos being difficult?
Their writer is really difficult.
Carlos's writer's probably all fucked up.
We're doing a Sonido show, which is his
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
On the 20th with Las Calacas from Phoenix. So that should be a cool show on November 20th. But he wanted to do a reunion show, a B-side. So we're gonna look at doing something like that.
It's a big ass reunion.
Yeah.
How many people would play in that shit?
Shit, man, we're close to 20 maybe, I don't know,
maybe more.
Yeah, so
he's played with all kinds of people,
so that would be a fucking badass show, so we got to look closely at that, but that's coming soon. But I just want to do shows that are quality, you know what I mean, and
relevant
and that means something, you know what I mean. So it's cool just to bring him into Barrio Logan, I'm not the music box, I'm not the Casbah, not all these other places. You know, I don't have that. You know, I'm just getting my feet wet, but you know, it's tough trying to create curate all these shows, you know, and not having understanding of what you're doing, but you're kind of learning on the fly.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
So, Ernie.
Yeah.
So I know you grew up in San Diego, and like we all did, and what were you into? Like, what was inspiring you as a kid in those early years, or what were you seeing in San Diego growing up that kind of led you to do what you do and the style that you have?
Well, what stands out in my mind is like the late 80s, early 90s, going from, you know, gangster rap in the late 80s, you know, NWA and all that stuff. And then in the early 90s, I'm kind of from the tagger scene and, you know, the rebel scene, all that mixture of all that stuff that was coming out, the party crew scene, you know. And so, and you, as a matter of fact, you know, tribal was huge at that time because like I had all my friends that were taggers and, you know, you were coming out and blowing shit up. And I remember Gang got on, he did a sticker.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
he did a graphic. He did a logo.
And we were like, damn.
Shout out Game.
And we were like, damn, we made it. You know what I mean? And he was like, what'd you get? He's like, I don't know. I just got a bunch of stickers and this and that.
Yeah.
But, you know, we were kids and like, we all wanted to have our own, you know, t-shirt companies and this and that.
Me too.
You know, Cypress Hill was giving us like an expression of what was going on.
Yeah.
And Funk Dubious and all those other crews, you know, even, the Shamrock crew, it's
House of Pain.
House of Pain.
That was all Soul Assassins.
Yeah, Soul Assassins. You know what I mean? So every day after school, we were listening to these tapes and listening, like, you know, it was all this creative stuff that was coming out back then, you know. And then also in junior high, I had an assembly at Chula Vista High School. And the assembly was the Blood In, Blood Out. The director, Jimmy Baca, and all the three main characters, from, Miklo, Crucito. And
they were promoting that in junior high school?
Benjamin Bratt?
Benjamin Bratt.
What?
They were all at my school
crazy.
for a 2-hour thing. And it blew my mind and inspired me to start writing and doing poetry. And I wanted to be, my dream was to be like a movie producer and a movie.
You never know, bro.
And a movie.
You never know.
So I wrote scripts when I was younger, you know what I mean? But, you know, the whole graph scene and that sort of gangster style lifestyle in Southern California, even though I wasn't a gangster, I never wanted to be a cholo, but that's just the way it was back then. You know what I mean? You couldn't even go down the street in National City without being hit up like, hey, where you from?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or anywhere in San
And you
Diego.
never knew what that was going to turn into.
Right.
If you said the get wrong answer or whatever.
Yeah. So,
and even back then, it's like, then why are you dressed like that?
Right.
And why do you look for that? Like,
you know, and nowadays, you know, you couldn't not be Mexican and not dress like that. Like now, kind of, you know, and these are, I'm not trying to be racist or anything else, but
stop being racist, bro.
But now you go.
What's the first thing a racist says? I'm not racist.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to put anyone in a box or a category, but now you go to Santee or anywhere else and you see all these guys wearing Dickies and all these other things. You couldn't do that in the early 90s or late 80s. You know, you get hit up, where you from, and it was real culturalized, you know what I mean? And I remember just going from Chula Vista and South Bay National City to moving to an East County school, and like it was night and day back then. You know, they didn't know music, they didn't know culture. It was a trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How old were you? What grade was it?
That was when I moved. I was either a sophomore or junior.
Ooh.
So that was, you know, I left all my friends behind.
And where'd you go?
I went from Chula Vista High School to Valhalla. So that was
It's a Santee, right?
No, that's right in El Cajon. So
El Cajon.
that was a huge, you know, culture
shock.
Two different worlds, especially like at that age. Like that's
you know,
being a Chicano too, because a huevo, like your family was from, you know, they grew up Chicano. You grew up with the food and the culture and the music and just everything that you've encountered, and then to go into a place like that, it's like, oh shit. And we all that was kind of like when I went to San Diego State. You know, there was some people, but I was telling my son the other day that, you know, I watched that Colin Kaepernick show,
Yeah.
you know, on Netflix. And to be honest, when I started seeing him taking a knee and all that, I didn't know how I felt. You know, because I'm pretty patriotic, dude.
Oh, big
like,
time.
You know, and you are too. And we've had some discussions, and we've made some moves and did some things, and I was kind of like, man, that ain't cool. That ain't. But after watching his show on Netflix and seeing what he encountered as a youth and growing up, and both his parents were white. He was adopted, and the racism, the prejudice and some of the things that happened to him, I encountered a lot of that shit growing up, you know, and maybe you did too, but I don't know how.
Is it because you look Asian?
Yeah, that's what it is. Everybody thought I was Japanese.
You got double discriminated.
I was all fucked up. That was good. Yeah, so they didn't know where the fuck to put me. But I guess what I'm saying is like there is a culture shock.
Yeah.
There is kind of like some discrimination, and maybe not. Right now, you got to tiptoe around so much shit. And I have a friend who's a high school teacher. And I'm not going to say his name because he tells me too, it's difficult as a high school teacher, the way you have to tiptoe around certain things or be real careful about what you say, how you react, and not just from a racial perspective, but from a sexuality perspective.
Yeah.
You know, and then when you have those things combining and merging in kids, it's tough. But
well, that Dave Chappelle thing kind of put everything in perspective.
Shout
right?
out to him, dude.
Jesus Christ! I mean, he proved everybody right. In a sense, I think.
I like the way he said that.
Yeah,
he proved everybody right. He said some shit that was like, "That's right."
Yep.
You can't argue with it.
Yeah, but then look, he got he's still getting the lashback.
And shout out to Netflix executives for saying
sticking to their
no,
guns.
let him speak.
Yeah.
You guys get your shot. You could say whatever the fuck you want, and we all respect that, and we all keep our mouths shut, and people accept your point of view and what you're doing and what you're saying, and that's cool. But let him speak.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, and he has every right, just like everybody else, and he has the support of the Black community. He has the support of people like us, and rightfully so, like you said. Like, but going back to that Colin Kaepernick show on Netflix too, it's kind of the same sort of thing, you know. It's we've experienced some shit, but I don't know.
It's like fundamental American values, right? Is the freedom to speak what's on your mind. Like Kaepernick can kneel with the flag. That's a freedom. It's the same thing as Chappelle saying what he wants to say.
Right.
You're not really like harming anybody.
But I think people that are listening to the podcast might think like, oh, I'm fucked up, or I got this fucked up perspective because they hate that dude. Do me a favor and watch his show on Netflix. I think it's four series.
I think when you mention anything about the flag, it's a little sensitive.
It is. And you and I have gone through some shit because we consider ourselves relatively, because you and I both, our grandfathers served in World War II.
Right. Very patriotic.
And very patriotic. And we're Mexican Americans, and, you know, we're both, but, you know, without getting too heavy into it, but we've dealt with that, and
we've really close to us.
We've done some shit and kind of ruffled some feathers, but just because, like Ernie was saying, like he's what, fourth generation here, you know, and my family's up there, and I don't know, I think it's like 3 or 4 as well. So it's we're Americans,
right?
You know, but anyways, going back to El Cajon.
Hey, shout out to the El Cajon Chicanos that are in Valhalla.
Yeah, they got it rough, right? They're dealing with the.
I didn't want to leave them out here because I met some really cool heads over there, so it's not like you know, I got a lot of love from.
I just don't understand how you deal with the heat over there.
Oh god damn!
We live in the box, Johnny.
Yeah, you guys are pretty much the same
El Cajon
thing.
is a little bit more.
Yeah, more than Escondido.
Yeah, I think so.
Really,
it's about the same, no?
I don't know. So
anyway, so you got into it, like you were doing all the street shit and that the music was such a huge influence in the shit that we were fortunate enough to be brought up under, like NWA and Cypress Hill and House of Pain and you know, all the shit that was happening out here. And
I remember. I mean, even just getting my license, you know, my first car was a right hand drive 56 Bug.
That's bad.
slammed.
That's like $1 million now.
Yeah, I know. And I gave it up for Vincent. I left it in TJ for $5,000.
No shit.
Yeah,
wouldn't that be like a
insurance
straight
scam.
Nazi car?
Oh yeah.
If it's a right-hand drive bug,
Yeah.
where'd you get that?
My dad, I don't know. My dad was on a sick one back then, so I don't really know where he ended up with it. But some dude just showed up with the right-hand drive. It sat in my garage forever. It was an oval window, right-hand drive, 1956 car. And when I turned 16, my dad was in the hospital. He let me take it out, and I took it and started rebuilding it, and painted it, slammed it. Put just the old school hubcaps on it and started going up and down. I put a fucking system in it and started going up and down Highland with it, and that's when party crews were in, and girls were like handing you flyers and go to this party, call this number and do this.
That was the best on flyers.
Flyer parties.
Yeah.
And do you remember those old school flyers where like they'd make these sick ass characters and like.
I think we may have done a couple of those. One or two.
I missed that.
Yeah.
I missed
You know what? You're right. And it's something it's tangible that somebody hands you. And if you have it, you share with your friends and like, look at this. This is happening Friday. Yeah. Oh, where is it? I have it in my back pocket. You pull it out your back pocket. It's all folded up. You look at what's the address?
Yeah.
Oh shit. The address isn't on here. You got to call this number.
Right.
And then you call that number and they'll tell you like whatever the fuck it is. But that was good shit.
Yeah,
it was
good.
And the flyers with like the house parties would be like $2 to get in. Like what the fuck? No, that's my cousin's friend.
Yeah, we're gonna jump the fence in the back. Yeah, no, that was the excitement. That was San Diego. And we all ended up in a lot of the same spots too, just because of. San Diego is like a big small town.
It is, and what's a trip is like. I think like on the outside looking in, a lot of people look at San Diego as like this lavish town, but there's really a lot of culture, and it was a little dangerous in late '80s and early '90s. Yeah. You know what I mean? In National City or Logan or even Chula Vista. You know what I mean? Like the gangs were heavily. Influence from, I don't know if it was the movies or just the times, but, there was a lot of shit going on, to be, in junior high, though, during that time, it's like you couldn't even walk down the street without getting hit up.
It was gangs and there was tag banging.
Yeah.
It was
exactly.
like the taggers that were out there battling and banging and doing shit like that. And I'm starting to see a resurgence. I saw a resurgence over the summer. Like I read graffiti. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us do.
Yeah.
So I kind of, you could tell the story or see what's going on by reading what's on the walls. Like you can read the graffiti. If you read the neighborhood graffiti, but I read the tagger graffiti too, which I know the difference. Yeah. You know what I mean? You see the crew graffiti and I was like, oh shit, this shit's getting hot. Cause you see them, crossing each other out and writing shit around whatever, what they do. But it looked like it was like coming back in a negative way. You definitely don't want anybody getting hurt or getting killed or anything like that. But it seems like just recently it's calmed down. Yeah. Cause I don't see it the way I saw it in like June, July, August. Like now it looks like it's calmed down a little bit, which is a good thing. Yeah. I mean, from a gang standpoint and people getting physically harmed and things like that, but
because the cholo kind of died out, right? And then that's when the taggers or the tag banging started kind of taking over. And I remember getting off the trolley in National City and going to this house and be at my homie Pro's house, and then Venge would come in with all his homies.
Yeah,
people, what's up to Venge?
Shout out Venge, yeah.
And like just watching all these fools, and they were running the muck and MDR and RTS and all these other crews, and that's where a lot of this inspiration came from. And then, seeing you on a whole different platform was like, this is where we want to be, what I mean? And then, you always have one foot forward, you know what I mean? So,
I appreciate that, Holmes. I appreciate that. And those were people we were fucking with. Yeah. Like we, still to this day, you look at what the MDR dudes are doing, look at Surge and Honky Kong and people like that are, they own tattoo shops and they're world renowned artists and tattoo artists and doing clothing brands. And, Surge is a jiu-jitsu fucking beast, and where these these guys that were kids back then, tag banging and running amok, like what they've turned into. And it's a real good thing, you know. It's like it is what it is. But San Diego as a whole, like being able to experience that, live through that, and represent for us all on a global, you know, scale was an honor. And you know, the inspiration came from here.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to say that Tribal's original inspiration was global, because it wasn't. You know, we went global, but the inspiration primarily came from San Diego. Right. You know, what I was, and you know, the people around us, you know, the whole crew, Zodak and Severe and Brown and Saki and, you know, Quasar and everybody, you know, Joker and everybody, Monsters Mike too. Giant and everybody that was part of that original crew. Like, we were all kind of down here and doing our thing.
Well, the whole Southern California lifestyle just kind of blew up in everybody's. I mean, everybody wanted a piece.
The whole
of that.
world,
the whole world wanted a piece of that, because in that little corner, the part you call the lower left, like everybody wanted that. You know what I mean?
And we gave them a little piece.
Yeah,
you know, we gave them a little piece. If it was a T-shirt, if it was a sticker, but it was a trip, because the further you went away from it, the more that they valued a little sticker, like a sticker, or you know, a T-shirt, or you know, it's like, oh shit, I got something, and it's genuinely from San Diego. Yeah, you know, it's genuinely from there, and that that, you know, representation of this part of the world. But you know, I think going back to how it all came together, like. And here we are now. You know, it's like we're businessmen, and we've made an impact globally, and you've created something that has become iconic to San Diego, where like the Food Network is going to your spot. Right. You know, or you know, people that visit from other countries, where do you want to go? Like, if they come here, they, you know, Johnny's got somebody in from out of town, or anybody comes in from out of town. Not just us, bro. The fucking rich lady, you know, the rich lady from Coronado. Oh, we're going to go to the Barrio. Where are you going to take them? We're going to go to Salud.
And that's one thing with the line is you can have a millionaire next to some dude that just got out on parole. I know. And they're waiting in line for Salud.
That is the diversity of that, you know, what Salud brings to the table. Like exactly what Johnny says. Like, for me, it's a trip. Like, I'll be sitting out there having a beer and eating my carnitas nachos. And I'm looking at these people taking pictures, and they're like, they gotta be from like Wisconsin, like, or something, you know, like they're in front of Salud, like taking pictures inside, taking pictures outside. But it's that cultural aspect that they have an appreciation for, which is great. Like, people finally really appreciating our culture, our style, our food, and all that, but not just from San Diego. Like, dude, I'm not telling you nothing you don't know, because you're in there every day, and you see, you know, people standing in line that
any Amish go through.
Actually, there was.
There you go.
And they were actually. Were they priests?
They were texting on Facebook.
And they were drinking. And I asked if I could take a picture of them. Yeah. And they said, no, I don't think that's going to be a good look.
They got busted.
Really?
Yeah, there was a whole row of them.
Amish?
No, not Amish. They were priests. Or up-and-coming priests or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
And they were all drinking drinks, and they were in their uniforms, or their whatever they're called. And they were all drinking. There was about 10 of them. And I said, can I take a picture of this? And they were like, no, we can't. But they were out in the open doing it anyways. I didn't understand why they wouldn't let us take a picture. But anyways, I thought that was a trip, you know?
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. I mean, that shows you the spectrum of like what your clientele is.
But yeah, man, I've been there several times and seen that. Like I'm saying, like, it's not just us that are taking people there. It's, you know, like I said, people from different parts of San Diego, Coronado, because it's right on the other side of the bridge. You know, they come over all the time, and they want to share. And it's I think it's really respectable, cool, whatever, that these people have the confidence to now go into the barrio and share a little piece of it with their friends from other parts of the world or other parts of the country, and they feel cool and safe and comfortable to be able to go into Salud and look at, like, when would these people have the opportunity to see some of Swoopy's artwork.
Right.
You know, like some stuff from
Right.
real neighborhood shit from
Yeah.
the barrio that's on the walls there. Or look at,
I got some good swoopy stuff coming up soon.
I'm sure. How's he doing?
He's a bag of bones, but man, I love that. I love that guy. I was trying to take care of him as much as I could.
Yeah.
But you know, he's tough. And you know what's insane is his ability to remember things, even though he's in a different state. And his way he's always been able to educate me on a lot of things, from Azteca shit, to low riding to it's unbelievable how his mind still clicks and works. And I love that guy, and you know, I wish him the best, but you know, it's a tough road.
Yeah.
You know,
but it you know, for people to see that and to be able to share that and to appreciate and respect it is pretty badass. Yeah. And where else are they going to see it? Where else are they going to have that opportunity to view some shit like that? Some real OG neighborhood shit that's right on the other side of the bridge from them. And it's that they see it and they recognize it. They're like, oh, wow, this is different, you know?
Yeah.
And you're talking about, you know, multi-millionaires that are as wide as they come, that are going to the neighborhood comfortably now and respectably, and appreciating.
That was the whole point of Salud.
And appreciating what you know, is in there. You know,
I want people to feel comfortable.
That's good, man. Like you've created kind of a bridge. Yeah. You know, for people to feel comfortable and be able to do that.
Yeah.
It's like going to grandma's to eat, right?
Right.
Yeah. Even though you hate your fucking cousin, like, you know, everybody's cool there.
Right. I mean, you got good music playing, you got food, you got people talking and interacting with each other. And, you know, that was the whole point. It was like coming to my home, you know, on a Saturday when my parents were throwing a party. Yeah. You know, it's all about the ambiance and the music and the hospitality. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That I hear you 200%, dude. My parents would do a party, and the work. And back then there was no gas barbecues.
Oh yeah.
Like my dad would have my brother and I cleaning the grill, getting the charcoals all set up, you know, starting the grill, warming everything up, spreading the charcoal, cooking the meat. And he's out there partying and drinking, and my mom's inside with
That's why you have kids.
Yeah, my mom's in there with her comadres, and the music's playing and the records, and flip the record
that's
and
why
go.
You buy the marinade.
Yeah,
too much work.
You know what I mean? Too much work. So you know, flipping the meat, and then you know, the next week my dad would be, oh, we're gonna have a party. We're gonna have a carne asada.
That carne asada is good, by the way.
It is. Shout out Costco Arrachera.
Yeah, we're trying to get sponsored.
Hey, if you ain't tried the Costco Arrachera, get
it.
That.
Good.
It's bomb.
It needs no seasoning. Don't oversalt it.
Nope, don't
just
put
throw
anything
it on the fucking
it,
grill,
and then cut it against the grain. That's right. It's real easy to cut it with the grain. Cut it against the grain. But anyways, we would do the work, and my dad would be like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have a party on Saturday," and my brother and I would look at each other like, "Yeah." So that means
you're gonna have a party.
We're doing all the work. We'd go buy the beer, we ice the beers, we set up the ice chest, we do the barbecue, and they just party. And what do we do?
Yeah, you're lucky you didn't have you bartend.
See, I think we did a little bit of that too.
I did doing that all the time.
I did know how to mix drinks.
Back then, it was 7 and 7s for my grandma and grandpa.
There you go. And then, you know, the Edie Gourmet.
Edie Gourmet, the Los Panchos.
Yeah, Trio Los Panchos.
That's like my family's.
That's like my family. I have those
records.
That's
like my family's
that's it.
Soundtrack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gourmet,
I got those.
I still have my parents' records. Yeah. Like that's
funny.
That's one thing I got. Yeah, dude. It's like, and it's weird because to this day when we get together and I put on that record, it's weird because I can smell charcoal, and people go like, "What are like?" If people say, "Yeah, exactly."
Like it almost brings tears to my eyes, to be honest.
Dude, it's a beautiful thing. And then back then, my dad he would have us cut the grass, start the charcoal, so you would get the smell of fresh cut grass
plus
with charcoal. And the music
and music
and it's
a feeling of people coming over.
And I don't know of many smells in my life. Yeah, and this is pretty heavy. Right. That are more significant or better than that. Yeah. Than the fresh. And then you know you hear my mom on the phone or just some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's corny, whatever it is. It ain't corny. Fuck corny. This is like some cultura.
Right.
That's the shit that's like,
Right.
fuck. It makes me want to go buy a charcoal grill and get off my Traeger.
Propane.
Get off my Traeger and all that kind of shit. But I was in the same boat, Holmes. Like that's what I think how we were brought up. Like my dad's like, fuck that. I got 2 boys. I'm not gonna do the grill and cut the grass and barbecue.
But maybe that's what he wanted.
I'm for sure.
You know,
for sure that's what he wanted.
that's what he wanted to instill into.
Yeah.
Because he went through it when he was young.
Yeah.
And like, look at now, like that's something that's awesome.
I get down, dog. Don't get that
I
fucked
know.
up.
The little Bobby sauce.
Oh yeah,
white
you
crema.
had that easy. It's got a little green in it.
Yeah.
No, I get down. I got my shit. Like I do what I do, but just representing. I think it all kind of came to fruition, just the way we all came together and represent here within San Diego, and then globally, me with shipping worldwide, and you, where people come into town from wherever they come from, not just people that come from our culture and lifestyle, but people that come from people that live in Coronado or La Jolla or whatever, that feel comfortable going into Barrio Logan and going into Salud, or Logan Avenue for that matter. And there's people in the community that may not feel that way. Like, we don't want these people in our community.
Right.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool that people finally came to appreciate our culture, our lifestyle, our food, and they want to share it and show it off.
Yeah.
A lot of these people, like, you'll get couples from these more affluent neighborhoods that may go into Barrio Logan for dinner, for lunch, or to check out, to have a coffee at Por Vida, or go to Salud, or go to Barrio Dog, or go, buy whatever, go to Border X or whatever. And then their friends come in from out of town or out of the country. Where are they going to take them? Well, they're going to take them. They could take them to Old Town, which is cool, or they could take them to the real shit and take them into Barrio Logan. Yeah. And I think more of what's happening now is people are like, nah, fuck that. We're going to go into Barrio Logan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So can I ask you guys a question?
Nope.
Did you guys barbecue in the front yard or the backyard?
We mostly barbecued in the backyard.
We did the front, yeah.
You live like
where the car and the driveway. You play the music from the car,
yeah. Simone.
But if it was my brother and I and the homies were there, like we were in the garage, we were in the garage.
Yeah.
We were right outside the garage. We would set up a little grill and get down right there. But if it was for my family,
the backyard.
People were coming in the house, in the kitchen, in the backyard. But if it was the homies and we were working on the cars or went to buy carne and we're gonna drink beer, and it would be the front yard.
Yeah.
It just kind of depend.
Yeah.
You?
But,
a little bit of both, I think. Sometimes it depends on what house I was at, you know what I mean? So front yard is always like fun and gangster, I guess.
Yeah. Unless you had an alley.
Yeah. But the backyard, is always more family oriented, I guess. But
the other smell that reminds me of good times is a bonfire smell. Even though it sucks to get it on your clothes and stuff like that, but when you're driving by and you smell one, you're like, oh,
that reminds me
good
of
times.
Like drinking Boone's.
Strawberry Hill.
homie, like the Boone shit, like from my wife and I going out, in the early days, it was the apple wine, the Boone's Farm apple wine. That was like, it was cheap. It was good. Can you find that still?
I think you can, bro.
Boone's Farm still around?
Boone Farm's still around.
Shout out fucking Boone's Farm.
Can we get a fucking
a sponsor
for Boone Farm?
Yeah. Dude. That's who I want.
Dude,
that's who I should reach out to.
We should do a collab with
collab Boone's Farm. That would be the shit.
That's probably one thing that hasn't been used.
Oh shit! I'm gonna Google that shit.
Yeah, it hasn't been utilized now from something old school that's back in the day. Is Boone's Farm?
Yeah.
Wow, look at me Googling shit right now. Boone's
Farm.
Yeah, it's still there.
Get it on DoorDash, Instacart.
There it is.
Hey,
so I'm gonna go ahead. It's only Let's see.
You should get some in here just to try it out with everybody. Do you guys remember this?
Wow.
You should get some in here just to try it out. Do you guys remember this?
Wow. Wait, dude,
Taste
that
test.
bottle's $3. This one's $5.
No
Boom,
wonder.
Strawberry Hill.
So after like 20, 30 years of inflation, like that's literally you're like
it's still
they're paying
$4. Holy shit.
They're like, we can't sponsor you. They're like, sponsor us.
Fuck. I am definitely. Where do you get it?
Dude.
I don't know, CVS maybe. That's where we used to get it at
Amazon.
Osco Drugs.
Osco.
It was Save-On.
Oh, Save-Ons, yeah.
Holy shit. Boone's Farm apple wine product.
Is Longs?
Strawberry
Longs
daiquiri
Longs,
flavor.
no.
No?
Homie, it's $3.
$3 a
Is
bottle.
it ain't real wine, is it?
I don't know what it is, but I got faded. I
Dude,
thought.
we all did because that was like the here's the no. They start $4 for strawberry. Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill, $5. Get down with it. So if you're a youngster and you're just try Boone's Farm.
Yeah, I wonder what they're into because that's what Jose Cuervo.
I mean, like nobody drinks 40s anymore. That's all I used to drink. When I was in high school and like in my early 20s, all I drank was Mickey's, OE, St. Ives, Bud Ice, King Cobra, 40 ounces.
Schlitz malt liquor.
You know? I don't know why. All I drank was malt liquor back then.
Yep. Because that was cheap and it gets you
That's
fucked up.
cheap, yeah.
But then before that, pre that, it was all about Boone's and Mad Dog 2020.
Mad Dog 2020.
You know?
Yep.
And,
I was like Schlitz malt liquor, Mad Dog, Boone's. Yeah, dude.
But I remember before that. Do you remember like my dad used to drink the old school Michelob and the Lowenbrow?
Yeah,
Remember
dude,
those?
that was my shit. I had a Lowenbrow Neon that I stole from somewhere
Do you remember how cool those bottles, the Michelob bottles, used to be, and the Lowenbrow?
because it had that foil on the top.
foil all the way to the
foil
top.
on the top.
Yeah.
kind of just busted off. And
Yeah,
that was.
and Lowenbrow were bomb.
Yeah, what happened to it?
I don't know.
Had that lion?
I don't know. Yeah, lion.
I think Lowen means
like that.
lion.
Does it?
Yeah, and brow. Let me say,
German?
I think it means lion's beer.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put that out.
yeah. Don't fact check.
Yeah.
What is it? Michael Rappaport. We don't fact check.
We're good with that.
Yeah, for sure.
So what would you say? Let's say 10 years down the road, maybe 15.
Yeah.
Ultimately, like what? I mean, beyond having, let's say the Bamba room or La Bamba or whatever we're gonna call that.
Yeah.
Corazon del Barrio, Salud, Salud Catering, all that's already going because it almost pretty much is. I think the only thing you really got to kick off is the Bamba room I like Bamba room. That's my vote.
Yeah.
So, where would you like to see yourself, or what else would you like to do?
Yeah, I would like to start phasing out of the restaurant and let my kids kind of really take that over. And then maybe start letting employees start building their own salutes if they want to, and start kind of doing more of a
Taco shop type saluds?
well,
Like franchise?
Well, for me, not really franchise, but more of a
Family
what are you doing in
license?
licensing deals where nothing's really on me. But they cover, they run it.
Here's
they run it like their own business,
yeah.
but here's the blueprint, and that sort of thing. So I think for me, that's kind of the direction I want to go. Franchising, I don't really want to do that. I think
It's almost they kind of go hand in hand a little bit. Just depends on the materials that you provide them with in regards to their marketing and their menus and all that kind of stuff. But that's cool.
Yeah.
Like that, I could definitely see that, like more of, because there's still a lot of, I think I've probably told you this before. You go into certain taco shops. Johnny and I both live up in Escondido, and you'll go into some taco spots and there's a line out the door and the shit's yellow and red still.
Right.
And pictures of Aztec calendars and fucked up prints of the revolution on the wall in Pancho Villa, and like the same taco shop that we've been seeing for the last 30 years or more. But to take something like that and give it some lifestyle, give it some, like something like that, give it a little bit of,
definitely.
But then
I'm dying to do a drive-in spot too, because I think just to try it out, because I think
that would be
I think
sick.
that's a gold mine just sitting there waiting.
like an old school kind of like a Sonic type,
Yeah,
but
something like that,
tacos and low and just cars.
Yeah, cars.
But imagine the marketing for that shit with cars. Like as long as that you're not. I mean, roller skates don't go good with lowriders. You know.
Yeah.
Rollerblades.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. But what about internationally? Like we kind of poked around last time we were in Japan.
Yeah,
we're going back, bro.
Yeah.
What'd you like about that?
I love Japan, man. I couldn't believe the cleanliness of the country, the how proud they are, how much they respect their country themselves. And I couldn't believe how much these motherfuckers can drink.
Damn. That little bar.
Dang, man.
That smoky ass
it seemed
bar
like
in
you come out
Shibuya.
like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, people are still in their suits, people carrying them to go to work
dude,
and shit.
No, there was one night where you go, hey, no, we're gonna be right here, and it was still pretty early.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I was out doing something with Johnny or shopping or what I was doing. I go, where? You go, it was some British pub or something. No, you go right here and you go downstairs and you come in, and I'm like, I remember walking down there, and bro, you could cut the smoke with like just it was so thick.
Yeah.
And then going in there but that was your spot there.
Yeah,
Huh?
it was a trip. Yeah. That was because it was kind of more like Americanized. I guess it was like a Irish pub, but in Japan.
Was it Irish or British? I think it was British.
Maybe
Yeah.
it was British.
Yeah. It was right in Shibuya.
Yeah.
Right by the crossing, like downstairs somewhere.
Yeah. But yeah, the food was amazing. I mean, everything, the cleanliness. I mean, I almost felt like I was in San Diego in a weird way because like the weather was cool, and I remember driving around and seeing the coastline and that sort of thing. I mean,
And then we went to Nagoya.
and then Nagoya, and then seeing all the cholos and that whole thing was a trip, and the guys in the car clubs and that sort of thing. But that blew my mind, man.
And then I know you're into the car culture too.
Yeah.
What rides are in your future, Ernie?
I got a 50 Merc.
Oh shit, you did, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
So,
And it's already been chopped, huh?
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about that, or we're not going to talk about that?
I didn't want to let nobody know about that.
Okay, wait. He didn't. He doesn't have a 50 Merc.
But if he did,
But
I
if
don't
he
know.
did, he
Yeah.
could
Yeah, but I think the plans for that one honestly are just going to be.
And you got it from a straight legend.
yes,
And-
yes.
and-
my man Tony.
Tony
Yeah.
owns the first lowrider I've ever rode in. Tony Chavez.
Yep.
Real good dude from South San Diego. I think he's from Otay,
Right.
but his brother was one of my best friends in junior high school. Rest in peace, Abel Chavez, who was he was from Del Sol.
Right.
And but Tony would pick us up and cruise us around. I was in the 6th grade, 7th grade. And I mean, first car with hydraulics, and he was a Latin lowrider.
Yeah.
To even get anything from Tony, what did he do? I mean, if he would have sold you that car.
I mean, I've known Tony for a while. Through the Cabrones. Obviously, I've been hanging out with the Cabrones for 20 years or so.
Yeah. Shout out Rafa.
Yeah, shout out Rafa. So I met him through there, and we just built a friendship, and he started working on my house, doing some concrete, and him and Peabody are real close, and
They're OG Latin lowriders.
right. Those are guys I look up to and hang out with every now and then when I'm feeling nostalgic.
Or you need a break.
Need a break, right?
A break or a bender.
Right. One or the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Tony's a great dude, man. He offered me the car. I couldn't pass it up, especially coming from him. So,
It's a need. Can we talk about it? Does it need a lot?
no, yeah, it needs a lot,
But the body works
but
done?
the body's perfect. I mean, as far as the body's all there. It looks like Mater. It's all rusted and patinaed, but I'm thinking I might leave it that way for a while. Just put a nice motor in it and some, fix up the inside, and just kind of drive it around like that for a while.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just get it all chromed out.
Damn. So you're staying busy.
Yeah.
So
Try to.
So what does 2022 look like?
2022 is just gonna just dot all my I's, across all my T's, man, and tighten up everything and make sure everything's running smoothly. I got to get La Bamba open. It's been too long in the making.
Yeah. It's been a long time, bro.
A long time,
that's at least what, couple years or more.
I think 4 years, bro.
Yeah. So it sounds like my latest build.
Yeah.
The fleet line, right?
My fleet line's probably like 6 or 7 years in now.
Yeah. So, I got to get that open and, just continue building with Corazon and little things here and there with Salud. But
what are you going to change, or what's new at Salud?
Salud, at some point, I'm going to change up the whole seating area and do all that and probably redo some of the artwork that's in there. And minor things to the menu that I still got to play with. And I have a full liquor license, so I'm probably going to play with some mezcal.
I didn't even know that, bro.
And
at Salud?
Yeah. I have a full
so you could put a full bar in there.
Yeah, my liquor license actually is through the whole building. So in Corazon, I can serve alcohol, La Bamba. Everything's going to be full liquor in the whole entire building. So should be cool.
Yeah. It's already like you could do it now?
Yeah.
Well,
what are you doing?
Fuck.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't know that. So there's a full bar available at Salud?
Yeah, there is. We have like all our margaritas, palomas.
Because I remember for a long time you guys were doing like not artificial ones, but ones that were made
from rice based.
Yeah,
and there were like half the alcohol content. But now I have
like a sake margarita,
like sushi.
Yeah,
pretty like a sake margarita. Yeah.
But through the what's it called? Through the lottery, I won 2 liquor licenses.
Damn. 2.
So one of them I had there, and the other one kind of forced me to grow. That's why I did the Midway project, because you have to place the licenses somewhere within a certain.
You still
amount of
have
time.
it?
No, I had to sell it back to ABC because the whole Midway debacle.
Should have just done it here.
I should have.
Fuck. Opportunity lost.
But yeah, I mean,
So the future looks bright on the corner of Samson and Logan. Bright as fuck.
Well, besides that, you're already on TV, right? For Salud?
Yeah.
Couple shows?
How
was that?
Well, I wasn't there for the Zimmerman thing. I was on vacation. And so I already had that plan with my parents.
We took care of that for you.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Is it
Zimmerman?
Yeah.
Is it Zimmerman? I always thought it was Zimmerman. But it's like
I just said Zimmerman, then you said I wasn't right. So
I don't know what it is, bro.
The bald guy. No,
Zimmer or Zimmern?
I think it's Zimmern. I don't know.
I'll ask my friend.
But it was
Google
on the Food Network.
Yeah.
But didn't you? Somebody else just went through there recently too, right?
Did they?
It's that spot, man. It's that spot. That spot in Barrio Logan.
Yeah, I'm doing something on Sunday with Troy Johnson, San Diego Magazine. They're filming something. I think he said for SDG&E. I don't know why that has anything to do with anything, but
it all has. It's all relevant, brother. Like it all comes together at the end of the day. Speaking of that, we're both doing something here, and you set this up with Fools Gone Wild.
Yes, that's true.
And shout out to them. Fuck, dude, man, that just blew the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, just it's amazing to watch them grow and do what they're doing or what he's doing or whatever.
Yep.
But
big ups to the man behind the scenes.
That's right, man.
You know who you are.
Yeah, that's right. Congratulations, and we're doing something here at the Tribal Warehouse, lower left, November 13th.
Community give back.
Yeah, this is all courtesy of Fools Gone Wild.
Right.
And because the positivity that, if you look at it closely, that was unintentional. There's no negativity. No. It's positive. It's a mirror. It's not, he's not gang banging. There's no racism.
This is hilarious, man.
It's funny, and it's basically he's showing us who we are and what we do, and with great voiceovers and animations and presentation, and then developing his own character or the character, Little Mr. E. But November 13th here at
lower left
Tribal Warehouses. And what are you gonna do?
I'm doing free tacos from 10 to 12.
Could I cut the line?
So
see, he didn't even answer, bro. He laughed. You see,
we're giving free tacos, giving back to the community. From what I understand, Fools Gone Wild is giving away free pro clubs.
Yeah,
white tees, right?
they're giving out white pro clubs, and they're getting Liquid Death is giving out free water. We're going to be doing a big sale in the store.
Cool.
It should be pretty cool, man. And who knows, little Mr. E might show up.
He might be here.
And you never know, because that dude's kind of mysterious. You know, he is a Mr. E. So, but
you follow them?
Yeah.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't? If you don't follow Fools Gone Wild, bro, like but to see like that they have more followers, and no disrespect, intended, but then our biggest Chicano comedian, which is George Lopez,
right?
Fools Gone Wild has more followers than George Lopez.
Yeah. And I'll never forget, he hit us up like, hey, help me get past 100K followers. Shout us out. So we did. He got past 100K, and now he's over a fucking million.
Yeah,
and he figured it out. He figured it out.
Represent Southern California to the fullest. And the way I look at them is, and I've expressed to them, is it's a mirror, bro.
Yeah,
they're putting up a mirror, and we're happy people. We're funny people. We have character. We have style. We're embarrassing to ourselves sometimes.
It just seems like you've seen that before,
and you send it, and everybody knows that everybody follows them, and we still send it to each other. Like, did you see this shit? Yeah, fucker, I seen it. Like,
funny,
but it's still funny. So, we're happy, proud. We support them, and the Fools Gone Wild show November 13th at the House of Blues, and we'll all be here. I know we will. We don't know who's going to show up or might show up from Fools Gone Wild, but that's something. And Ernie and I, we always support each other, and Ernie's a part of the tribal family, tribal clique, and that's just how we do shit here in San Diego. Salud is I'm going to try to see if I can convince them to be an official sponsor of the podcast after the show. But we always shout them out anyways. Yeah. There's people that, it's like an automatic thing. But if you come to San Diego, if you ain't been to Salud and you come to San Diego, then you're tripping. So you gotta go to Salud, stop by the lower left, say what's up. But we're, along with some of the other homies, that are close by, we are San Diego. We represent, and I think one thing that San Diego has is we support each other.
Right.
We really genuinely do.
Yep.
Even if there's whatever, everybody from, Barrio Dog, Los Titos, Por Vida, Fall Brewing, Salud, what we're doing here, on and on and on. It's like there's not, even down to the lowrider car clubs, and even Viejitos San Johnny.
Yeah, when they're not drunk.
But I think we're going to wrap this up. Any shout outs, Ernie?
Shout out, don't be salty in the D. Go buy your tickets for Fools Gone Wild. If this show airs before then, get your tickets.
We're going to drop that shit.
So, support and come to the community. Community kickback, is that what we're calling it?
I think that's what it. We're just on it for the ride, bro. Those guys are. Come on, man.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on the show, man. I've been listening to the podcast.
We've been trying to get you on, bro. He's busy though. Like I said, Ernie's a robot. I mean, just listening to the podcast, you can imagine how all the catering that he does, what's going on at Salud, what's going on at Corazon del Barrio's project with La Bamba. Yeah. Lots of exciting things happening in Barrio Logan thanks to this dude right here. If you see Ernie, say what's up.
Johnny, thank you for having me.
And his family
coming out.
Yeah, just shout out to everybody. And this is how the tribal clique does it right here.
Can we do a shot before we go or something?
This is like number 4.
Is it?
And that's like, how tall is that shot glass?
As tall as you.
That's fucked up, dog. Shit. Shout out SD Tones. He like that one. He like that one, that motherfucker.
SD
Tones. Shout out to Tone. Oh, shit. He did the plumbing for La Bamba.
Oh, my God. So, all right.
Hey, salute to you guys.
Salute to you guys. Thank you, brother. Family. Right on, brother.
Thank you.
Here we go. That's right. Lower Left Podcast, 17th and Island, San Diego, California. Salud. Tribal Click. Johnny be good. We're out.